Hey everyone, welcome back. In this video, I am going to explain exactly what happens when your Ansible playbooks run the same task multiple times. Most engineers get this wrong because if your automation is not designed to be safe when rerun, you are not really building infrastructure as code. You are just building a sequence of fragile scripts that will eventually break. In this deep dive, we are going to peel back the layers of the Ansible engine to see how it decides between changing a system and doing absolutely nothing. This is the difference between a stable production environment and a configuration nightmare. Specifically, we will look at how Ansible handles state, the difference between reporting a change versus an OK status, and how to write your own custom tasks that are safe to run repeatedly. Watch the full video without skipping any content to understand it better. Before we get into the topic, a small request to you. I have already uploaded many technical videos on different technologies and tools. We share more knowledgeable content every day. So if you're interested in learning and want to improve your skills, make sure you have subscribed to our channel and joined our WhatsApp community. The join link is available in the description or scan the QR code shown on the screen. Let us get started. So, what happens if your automation is not idempotent? Think about a simple bash script that appends a configuration line to a file. If you run that script 10 times, you end up with 10 identical lines. That is a mess. Now, imagine that at a scale of 500 servers, you cannot manually fix that. This is the problem Ansible was built to solve. It ensures that no matter how many times you run your playbook, the end result is exactly the same. What does idempotency actually mean in the IT world? It sounds like a complex mathematical term, but it is quite simple. It means that the state of your system is the only thing that matters. If the system is already configured correctly, Ansible does nothing. If it is not, Ansible makes only the necessary changes. Like a thermostat, it only acts when the current state does not match your desired state. So how does it work internally? It is not magic. When you execute a playbook, Ansible connects to the target machine and sends a temporary module. This module is like a tiny expert for the specific task at hand. It checks the current system state, compares it to your YAML definition, and decides if it needs to act. This is why you see the status green for OK or yellow for changed. Let us look at a simple copy task. This task ensures a configuration file contains specific content. On the first run, Ansible sees the file is missing and creates it. This is a changed status. If you run it again, Ansible hashes the content. It sees the destination file already matches the source content exactly. So, it does nothing and reports OK. This is the core of idempotency. Notice the difference. The first run says changed, which means Ansible performed an action. The second run says OK, which means the system was already in the desired state. This is exactly what you want to see in your logs. It tells you your automation is safe. But here is a common mistake. Using the shell module to append data. This is not idempotent. Every time you run this, a new line is added. By the 10th run, your log rotate file will be completely broken. This is a classic trap for beginners. The fix is to use the line in file module. This module checks if the line exists before adding it. If the line is already there, it does nothing. This makes your automation safe to run as many times as you need. Always prefer built-in modules over shell commands. Think about a logistics platform. They have thousands of scanners. If a bad update script restarts the service every time it runs, they lose connectivity during peak hours. By switching to idempotent Ansible modules, they ensure that services only restart when a configuration change actually requires it. This saves them hours of downtime every single week. That is the real power of this concept. So how do you decide? First, always use built-in modules like file or service. They are tested for idempotency by the community. Second, if you must use shell, ensure you write a command that checks the state first. Third, avoid scripts that blindly append or modify without checking. Finally, always run your playbooks with the check flag to see what would happen before you actually apply it to production. Use these criteria to decide if this tool is right for your situation. You now know that Ansible modules are your best friend for idempotency. Remember that an OK status is actually a good thing. It means your system is already in the desired state. Never use shell commands when a native module exists, and always verify your changes using check mode before deploying. Idempotency is not just a feature, it is the foundation of reliable infrastructure as code. I believe this video will definitely be a useful video. If you like the video, please do like and hide the video. Also share it with your friends and groups. It may be useful to somebody else. If you have any doubts or any requests, please let me know in the comments. Make sure you have subscribed to stay updated for our regular videos. Join our WhatsApp community using the link in the description because we share more knowledgeable content every day. Thank you for watching. See you soon in the next video.